Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. What am I going to do tonight? Well, I've had an old demon that's been haunting me for a while now because I have not been able to work out how to do it. And that is a very simple, probably embarrassing me saying this, Snake, the Snake game. I've always struggled knowing how to do it. So my mission tonight is to really throw myself in the deep end and try and get it to work. I don't know how this is going to go. I've got this idea in my head. And the idea in my head is use arrays. So that is where I'm at. And that is what I'm going to try. So, yeah. Where am I going to start with this? Well, I'm going to do it in 48K, obviously. Just wait a few more seconds because we've only got a few. Oh, we've got 8 people watching. That's enough. Yeah. So the plan is I'm going to do Snake tonight. Snake, that classic game that you used to find on your Nokia phone. I seem to have lost the chat from my main screen. Luckily, I've got the other laptop up. Right, okay. Let's get on with it. Instead of talking about it, let's get on with it. So, Snake, let me get myself up on the screen so you can see who you're talking to, because I need to show you something. I don't seem to be coming up on the screen. Let's move me down there. No, nothing there. There I am. There I am. In my little postage stamp at the bottom. So today at work, where's the camera? I wrote the program, the Snake game. Can you see it? Cameras all over the place. There it is, the Snake game. Written down in my notebook while I was meant to be working. But there it is. That scribbly bit there is because I couldn't get the bloody pen to work. So I was scribbling for ages trying to get the pen to work. But there it is. The code for my Snake game. I have no idea how it's going to work. But I've got this idea in my head. Use a dim array to... an array, sorry. Let me just do it and I'll explain as I'm typing it. So let's start off with the title, Snake. I did it in my lunch break if anyone's watching from work. So anyway, yeah. As we know, let's oh dear, I'm going to go. Do you know, I always struggle with this, knowing where to start my code, number wise, because I like to put my variables at the bottom of the screen, at the bottom of the program. But for this Snake game, I'm just going to chuck them up the top because it's not going to be a very big game. I'm hoping to squeeze this in, I don't know, 40 lines perhaps. Anyway, let's just see how it goes. So, like I said, I've got this idea in my head about using the dim. Now, as you know, if I was to write, for instance, 30 let k strings, if I can find, I really do need a new computer. I wish that Next would hurry up and get developed and working and sent here because I can't see where the bloody codes are on the commands are on the keyboard because it's that badly worn, as I keep telling everyone. So if I put let k strings, if k strings equal O, and I'll put some variables in a minute. Let x equal x plus 1. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that. This is just to show you what my thinking is. Okay, so let's go 15. Let x equal 10, and if I go 50 print at 10 X, and I just put a circle. Now if I put 60, go to 30. Now if I push O, as you can see, it's leaving a trail behind. Now that is what I need in the snake game, but obviously I don't need, I only want the trail to go on for so long, and I need it to stop. And that is what I was thinking with the with using dim. So let's clear, let's go new again. Let's start again. I'm really struggling to know where to start with this. So as always, let's start by setting the screen color. Let's get it up in black. To make it easier, because I'm going to use probably attributes for the, you know, to detect stuff in this, the ATTR, and also it'll make it easier for you guys to see it with a black screen as well, hopefully. Let's just turn that music down a bit. I've got the music playing in the background again. I am suffering with tinnitus. So I'm going to go 15. I'm going to set some, like I say, some dim arrays up. So let's go Y. Now I'm thinking of the coordinates. This is the bit that's going to delete the snake so that it doesn't keep leaving a trail as it moves. So I'm going to go dim 1000. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same for the X. You may think, well, that's a bloody big number. Well, that is my thinking. If it's moving around a lot, then, you know, if you keep eating the apple, we're going to have lots of movement. I need to make sure that we've got enough there to cope with it, if that makes sense. I can always change it. I'm going to keep everything as Y, Y, X, X, or OY, OX, just to keep it easier for me so I know where I'm at. So these will be my main variables, which will be my print statement for the body of the snake, yeah? And then obviously I'm going to need the old position to delete the snake after. That's my thinking anyway. Whether this works, like I say, I don't know. I'm just... I'm going by like the program that I wrote today, so I don't even know if it works because I haven't typed it out yet. So it'd be interesting to see if it actually works. In my notes, I'm using keeping everything alphabetical with A equals 1 and B equals 3. Now B is the length of the starting snake. Okay, and my A1 is basically one space, is what I'm thinking. Okay, one space behind the snake. So as the snake grows, I will put A plus A equal A plus 1, so that it leaves more of a body of the snake as it's moving. Yeah, looking in the notes, like I say, I've put 1000 up there in the dim, you know, I'm just reading the comments. I don't know what number I'm going to need. I'm just chucking a number up there. It is probably overkill. I can trim it back if we have any problems. Probably is overkill, to be honest. Probably could easily half that, but I'll keep it like that for now. So 30. 4F equal 1. Thanks to Franco, who's in the chat tonight, that I now, when I'm using my 4 next loops, I always go 4F. It's all on the same key, and I've made that a little bit of a habit now of getting into that. And yeah, that's thank you to Franco, because every time I used to put anything different, he used to give me a bollocking. So so now I'm setting them arrays up. So I'm just putting them into a 4 next loop. So I'm putting there let Y, which is my my first dim, F in the commas. I'm just going to put let it equal 1, and I'm going to do the same for the X location, and I'm going to put equal 1 for that as well. And I'm going to go next F. Be interesting to see if this actually works. Now in my notes, I keep showing them just to show you that I have done some preparation for tonight. I decided I'd draw a box as the playing area for the snake. Okay, and I've put it in ink. Yeah, I'll keep it as maybe ink 1. Let's have something a bit brighter perhaps. Let's go ink 6. I have got it in ink 1 on my notes, but that was on white paper. Then I realised black's probably easier to work in. Once I'll run it in a minute and get the black to come up. In fact, I'll do that now. Let's get the black screen up with the green ink. Make it easier for you guys to see. A bit easier on the eye, I always think. So yeah, I'm going to put the box in an ink 6. And draw 200. So we'll go in horizontally and then we're going to go up on the right and then across the top. Whoops, oops, if we put draw in and then back down again. Okay, so now we should have a nice, that will be our playing area for the snake to maneuver around in. So where am I on the old notes here? A 50. I'm going to go, I'll go 45 actually. I'm going to go sub. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going to chuck 500 in there because I'm thinking I've got to put the apples up on the screen. So I'm going to go sub that away and then come back to it. I'll come back to that later. 50. Right. I need the snake to move. I want it to be constantly moving, so it's not going to be moving when you push a key. It's like the snake game from Nokia. The snake is constantly moving. You're just moving its direction. So I'm going to put let yy equal yy plus oy, and then I'm going to put let xx equal xx plus ox. All right. So that will keep the snake moving. So I'm just looking at the chat on my other laptop because for some reason it's disappeared from the main laptop. So we've got 9 people watching. We've got Ronald in the chat. Hi Ronald. We've got Retro Gaming Bloke, Game Bloke, sorry, and obviously we've got Franco as well. So good to see you guys. 60. I'm going to put let k strings. Where is it? 4 equal in keys. So this is where I'm going to put the controls in now to move the snake. Let k strings. Not sorry. If k strings equals O. Well, hello, Sunbust. Sunbust is here. Good to see you. I'm making a snake game tonight. Something which I've been struggling with to try and understand the mechanics of it. And I wrote a program at work today in my lunch hour to see if I could actually work it out when it was written down in front of me. And I've no idea what I'm typing in, if it's actually going to work. But I can't see why not. The logic's in there in the program, so I can't see why it won't. So I'm going to change that to P. And that will just be if it equals 1. And then 90, I'm going to pull that down. Change that to Q, change that to Y, change that to Y, and that will be, because we're going up, that will be -1 and OX. So I've got to tell OX to equal 0 because we don't want that moving at the same time. Likewise, what I've done if I'm pushing O and P, it disables the Y, so Y will equal 0, so it won't move. Unfortunately, I can't put let X equal X plus 1 or let Y equal Y plus 1 because it's almost like I'm using two separate entities, one to control the deleting of the snake and one to move the snake, if you see what I'm saying. So therefore, I've got to stop one acting while the other one's doing its bit. Right. Blah, blah. Look, that looks all okay. Hello, Lee. Good to see you. So, yeah. So that is my thinking, all right? The dim section of this program is basically the old position deleting the tail of the snake as it moves. That is the way my brain has put this together today. So let's just see what happens. So I'm not going to put any dimensional arrays, not dimensional. I'm not going to put any ATTR or anything in there at the moment, or apples or anything good like that. So I'm just going to put 500 for now. I'm just going to put return. All right, so it'll just go there in combat, and then I'll go back to that bit of the program after. It's just when I run the program, I don't want it to crash. You know, it's because it'll go up to 500 and it'll just won't come back. I just want to get the snake moving, get something moving on the screen first, and make sure that the mechanics that I'm putting in place here will actually work. So let's leave a bit of a gap there. We'll go 130, I think. And then if I go print at, now I'm using YY and XX. And the reason I've done that is because I'm using dim Y, dim X. I don't want to confuse myself with all these YYs and XXs and OYs and what have you. But this is the way that I wrote it today. So I want to try and keep it as simple as possible for myself. For the snake, I'm going to use an O. All right, so I'm just going to use an O. And let's put 200. Go to 50. Let's run that at the moment, see what happens. So as you can see, we're just... yeah, as you can see, I've got movement there. See, but that is what I want. I'm leaving a trail, but I need to delete the tail. I don't want this. This is not, because I've got the snake, but he's just overgrown. He's going everywhere. So I need to bring those old positions into play now. So if I go 140, print at, and this is where I'm going to bring in my dim Y 1000 into play, and you'll see there I've got if A at the top, let A equal 1. So I'm going to put if A plus B, B being the length, because when this starts up, I want the snake to be 3 characters long. So print at Y in brackets A plus B close bracket equals YY. Okay, so obviously the YY is the print position above that line, 130. And now I need to do the same for the I need to do, sorry, this needs to be not 104, this should be 100 and I've gone ahead of my code here, haven't I? I've made a balls up already. I've jumped the line. 150 this should be. It should be let y. Let me just put that up there and I'll come back to that because I've missed a line. Getting carried away. That's the problem when I've got notes everywhere here. This was the bit I was struggling with. That's why I've made a balls up. Yeah, this is the bit I was struggling with. So this is the bit that I may need some help with from you guys if I can't get it to work. This is the bit that I messed up. So let y, and then we put our array coordinates in there. Like I said, this is the bit that I messed up. All right. So that should delete the snake's body as it grows. And then the next line, which I had already started, I need to tell it now to do the mass, to delete the snake as it's going. And the way I worked it out was so I've got the array, which is on a Y and on X. And then I'm saying if A, which is 1, plus B, which is 3, which is the length of the snake, let that equal YY. And then I've done the same for the X as well. And I need to finish that line off with let A equal A plus 1. Yeah. Now if I run that, we should only have, there we go. There's mistake. So it's working. So I've only now got the 3, like I said, I wanted the body 3 characters long, which I've managed to get. So that's working well so far. Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. So I need to put some apples on the screen now. Basically, we're almost there, look. We've got the snake working. All right, I haven't put any coordinates or collision control in place yet. I can't believe that's working. I can't believe that's working. Oh, that's cool. Brilliant. Anyway, let's have a greens. Let's change the colour. I'm going to change the colour of the snake. So I'm going to have him in 4. There we go. Got a green snake. I still can't get over that I've actually got that working. I wonder if that will look better actually if I do paper 4. What will it look like then? And then do a black and put the snake in black ink. We can play with that after. We can play with that, can't we? So we've got a green snake. It's quite quick as well, actually. It's working quite speedy. Will it still stay at the same speed as it grows? Okay, so 500. Now 500, this is where I need to put the, they call it an apple, don't they? An apple or whatever you want to call it. So let's go 500 and I'll call that, I'm going to call it apple. Okay, although my apples are going to be square because I'm going to use the graphic block to represent the apple. Yeah. So to start with, let's just stick one up on the screen and see if it works. And I'm going to go, let's stick it down at 1210. And I'm going to go ink, why am I going up line? Ink 2. Just to get something up on the screen. There we go, got a block. Obviously it's not doing anything yet. So I need let's put the collision detection in for that. So when I get the block, obviously it's going to register it, and then we'll come back to the subroutine in 500 and concentrate on getting those apples to print out randomly. I just want to see if I can get the actual snake to grow, to make sure I've got the main mechanics of this working. So I left a gap there, didn't I? 100 to 130. So let's go 110. If ATTR, and this will be our YYX, if it equals 2, then I'm going to put let B equal B plus 1. Now my B, as you go up, you'll see line 150, I've got A plus B. So obviously when I get the apple, it's going to plus another one onto that and hopefully grow the tail of the snake. Let's make it beep as well so that I know the attributes are working. I'll just turn my monitor down because I don't want any feedback affecting the stream. I'll just put that in for now. And when it's got it, I'm going to go sub 500. So it just print it again. So you've got one, it'll print one. Obviously, I'm going to put a score in there eventually. So I'll come back to this line and put let S equal S plus 1 or whatever I use for the variable for the score. Well, let's see if it works. Yes. Although it didn't print it back up, did it? But it's grown. The snake has grown, so it's working. Why didn't it print it back up? Should have printed the apple back up. You know why, don't you? It's because it's printing back in the same position and the snake's deleting it straight away. But it is growing. It started off with 3. We've now got 4, so it is working. So now I need to print those apples in a random locations, because at the moment it's use Q for the apple I've just read. Okay. Capital Q, yeah. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. I suppose it does look like a bit like an apple from an aerial view, doesn't it? Right, okay, so let's put I'm going to cut V for vertical, H for horizontal. I'm going to go 505, let V equal int random, random times, so this is the vertical, so I'm just going to cut 10 plus 5 for now, and I'm going to put let H equal int. Now there's a reason why I'm doing it this way and not just chucking them into the print statement, because I don't want another apple when it reprints to land on the snake's body as it gets bigger. So therefore I've come up with this idea that if I use an attribute to pick that up, so if I move this one down now, I need some more space. Let's move that down to 540. If I put 510, if ATTR YH equals, and I've got what have I got here? Paper. I got a paper, haven't I? Paper green. So it'd be 4 times 8, which is 32. And then I want to add my ink color to that. Not my ink color. Oh, it's just 32 because I'm using black ink, and that's obviously 0. So if I put 32, and then I'm just going to tell it, so if it does equal that, just to go back to 505 again. So you can see it goes to 505. What I'm basically trying to say, if V and H equal 32, then just return back and keep going into your clear to go ahead. 520 is in the wrong place now. Go ahead and then print the apple, yeah? So let's go 550 return. So in theory now, when I keep eating these apples, they should print back up on the screen. There we go. Is the snake growing? I can't even get the bloody apple. It's pretty... Is it growing? I believe it is. Yes, it is growing, isn't it? Well, what do you know? My lunchtime piece of programming has paid off. It's actually worked. Oh, that's something I've got to sort out. Right, okay. So let's sort out if it hits its own body. But that's good. I've got wow. I've got it working. Got it worked. Just a bit of thought and reading through the program, it helped writing it down in pen and paper, because I've kind of worked it out, the mechanics of it. Brilliant. Oh, you've got int in line 505. Have I made a print error? Oh yes, so I have. Well spotted. Thank you. That, do you know what? I've impressed myself tonight. I wasn't expecting this to work. Okay, the live stream's over now. I've run out of content. Right, okay, so I've got to make it hit its own tail. Yeah, okay, right. So we've got a space there. The attribute 120 if ATTR YY XX equals 6, because that's the color of my wall that I've got surrounding the play area. And I'm going to put OR. Where's the OR button gone? There it is. ATTR YYXX equals it'll be 32, won't it? 32. Because that's the color of our snake. So if I hit the body of the snake, game over, yeah? Yeah, that's right. I'm just wondering whether I could use the one attribute and just put if 6 is more than, but then it's... Yes, I probably could, couldn't I? Because it won't pick up the... Yes, I could actually get away with 1 if I put equals 6 or more. Because the apple is in red, so that's only equaling 2. I'm just trying to keep the code down, so I don't have to put 2 ATTRs in there. I can just put if it's more than 6, then game over. Because the apple is in red, so we're below the 6. Then we're going to go to I'm going to go to 600. Who's this? Someone's messaging me. So yeah, I'm going to go to 600. I'm just going to put 600, print at, I don't know, 21.4. Game over. In fact, I won't put it there. I'll put it in the middle of the screen. Don't want to hide it all the way down there, do we? Let's make it flash. Flash 1. Ink 2. Paper 6. Yep. Okay. Six, 10. Beep. 1. 20. Beep. 0.1. 10. Beep. Just so we get like a descending beep as we get our game over. In fact, let's put that in a little loop for a bit of fun. Let's do it 3 times. And next, F. 620. Let's just go pause 5. 640. Oh, 630, sorry. I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to go back to the beginning again, which I believe was line 10, if I'm correct. So now if I hit the wall, there we go. Oh, what happened then? Shouldn't have done that. Oh dear. We have a problem. Well, at least something's going wrong tonight. Something to work on. It's probably that attribute thing, thinking about it. It could be that attribute problem. Where's it gone? It could be that. Oh, what have I done here? I'm in the wrong place. Where am I? Where is it? Oh, there it is. It could be that. Let me just see. It could be this confusing it. Maybe I can't put just more than 6. Yeah, it's not doing it. Oh, why is it doing that then? What have I forgotten to do here? List. List 10. Let's change the paper color there. See if that makes a difference. I hit the wall. Yeah, might have to put. Definitely got a bit of an ink issue here. List 140. Now we've got a space there. Now what's probably happening is that's probably reading as the colour that I'm asking it to call at. So let's put it in ink black. That sometimes sorts it out. It doesn't. Has that sorted it? Seems to have. That may have sorted it. Yes. Nice one. That's sorted it. So worth remembering that. If you ever have a problem with attribute colours playing up, 9 times out of 10, if you've got a space there, make sure you reset the ink colour to match your paper colour or whatever. I've had that on several occasions actually where that has caused me nothing but grief. So let's put that back to 6 or more. Oh, you've just mentioned it in the Oh no, it doesn't like that, does it? It doesn't like that more than 6 thing. I see you've just mentioned it in the comments. So it doesn't like what I was hoping to get away with there. So I'm going to have to put another call in there for the attribute of the 32, which is the color of the snake. So if we hit the tail, if we hit the snake while we get longer, quite decent speed. It's very quick. What I will do is trim that 1000 down, because I don't think it needs to be 1000. And it's working if I hit the body as well. Cool. Brilliant. Let's have a play with it now. List 15. Let's just trim that down. I don't think we need to be 1000. Let's bring that down to maybe 500 is probably too much as well. I don't know. What do I set that to? Still working with 500. It's just out of interest, just to see what's going on with that. If I put 65, print at 210A. Now, as you can see, as it's moving, this is our A counter. So when that reaches 500, will it come up with an error? Let's keep playing it until it reaches 500. Shouldn't take long. It will probably come up with subscription error or some sort of error, I would have thought. Hence why I set it to 1000, so it gives you enough. But as that A counter is counting up, it's leaving, you know, leaving the counter as the space behind the snake. So is it going to stop when it gets to 500? Yes. So it did stop when it got to 500. Now, therefore, could I just put something like, if A equals 500, then let A equal, whoops, and then let A equal 1. So it just starts again. What will probably happen is the body of the snake will shrink. It's quite quick trying to get the apple. Right. You'll probably find when it reaches 500 that the body of the snake will probably go back down to 3 characters. Either that or it will crash. Here we go. It's coming up to 500. Now it crashed. So if we go continue, you'll see we got subscript, not subscription, subscript wrong. So let's put that at 4. We saw it stopped at like 480 something, didn't we? So let's just put 470. I just want to see out of interest. I'm not going to leave this in the game. This is just for my own learning. Then let A equal 1. I just want to see if it will do it, because it might be a good call for a game, perhaps. I've got good speed on this. It's running really smoothly. It's actually quite nice to play. Here we go, coming up to 470 is what I set it to. What will happen? There, it just stopped, look. So my plan didn't work. It just stopped. So I think what I will do is get rid of that. Go back up to line 15 and I will put that back. I mean, I could put that right up if I wanted, but I don't want to use too much memory. I'm going to put that up to 1,000. I mean, you could go all the way up to 5,000, couldn't you? I suppose you could set that to whatever you want. Obviously, when it gets to that number, it's just going to stop. Unless I put, you could have that as your time limit, you know, run out of time or something. I did check to see if it was, yeah. So the only thing I have not put in this is a score. Let's have a score system in there. So if I put 25, let SC equal 0, so that would be our score. And then if I come down to line 500, so there's our apple being printed. We could just stick it in there, couldn't we? If I go 545, print at 21.4, score. Yeah. So we should get score written down in the bottom now. Yes, we have. Let's change the color of it. Let's have it in green. Yeah, and in fact, no, we'll have it in 5. We'll have it in cyan. That's better. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. If I go too high with the dim number, it will go out of memory. Yeah, exactly. A is acting as a timer. So we could use that as our as part of the game, you know. Have a message flag up, you've run out of time. You've got so long to complete it. So let's find our apple. Where am I picking up the apples again? Line 110. Our red apples are there. So all we got to do is put let SC equal SC plus 1. Now we should have a little score system coming up now. There we go. Did it pick up 2 then at the same time? I think one must have printed over the other. Which, yeah, it must have done. Well, there you go. I've made a game tonight already. How long did that take me? Mind you, you know, obviously I did do a lot of the prep work. I wrote the program during the day in my notepad to see if I could work it out. And I've managed to do something which resembles a snake game. And it did help actually just writing it down in a notepad, because I could actually see the code better than trying to do it on a you know, straight up off the cuff right onto the screen. And I hit the body, so it's all working. Very cool. Very cool. In fact, I don't know whether I like it in black. I don't know whether I like it in black. I think it would look better in... Let's change the colour, just for a bit of fun. Let's change the colours. Where's my colours? I'm not liking it in the black. It's not doing anything for me. Yes. If I put it to white, now that 8 times 7, that would be, so that, yeah, that would be 50. I'm going to change the snake to blue with a yellow. So that would be 6 times 8. So I'm going to have a yellow body with a 68, 48, 48, 49, 50. Is that right? Sorry, I'm just thinking thinking to myself, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a blue box. I'm going to change the colours. I'm not happy with the colour. I don't want it in black. I'm going to have my snake in a yellow body, and he's going to have blue markings on him. List 40. I'm going to have the box in blue as well. And I'm probably going to have to change the colours where my apple is. That will now become, that will become 49. Yeah. So if an apple hits my snake, it won't print an apple on it. Oh, there you go. Oh, it didn't print up. Where's the apple? Where's the apple gone? Oh dear. I've lost the apple. Oh, I know why. I haven't changed. I didn't change this one, look. Because it's now white. So that will be 56, 57, 58. Now it will work. Suppose I could do user-defined graphics for it if I wanted to. I've used ATTR, so you know, could change everything to user-defined graphics. Should we do that? I like it with the white background. I suppose it's personal preference, isn't it? I mean, I could make it in the game as part of the game design. Choose your colors, and you know, at the main menu. We could even make, as the levels progress, the box gets smaller. Or we have two boxes joined together with a corridor in between them or something. I don't know. You know, it's very fast moving though. This is quite quick. Can hardly see the score, so that needs to be changed. Maybe just put that in black, perhaps. So there you go. Let's just have a... I'm going to put it back to black now, just so we can read the code. So let's just start at the beginning and see what I've done here. So just to recap, number 10, obviously that's my paper colours, my ink colours, and I clear the screen. 15, I've got my dims set up there, both set at 1000. Obviously when it reaches that, the game will just crash. So I could put something in there. If it reaches 900, which we shall do, time up or whatever, and then game starts again to prevent that happening. Line 20, that's my variables. I've got let y equal 10, let x equal 5. That is the coordinates of our print for the body of the snake. Then I've got what I'm calling the old position, which is oy and ox. And that is set, oy is 0, ox is 1. Then I've got let a equal 1, so that's the counter. That will be counting that 1000 down for us. And then I've got b equal 3, that's the length of the snake. So it starts off, the body is 3 long. 25, that's our score, let score equal 0. Then on 30, I've got for f equal 1 to 3. Let y, in brackets, f equal 1. Let x, in brackets, f equal 1 next f. That is just making sure that our dim at line 15, line 15, is obviously putting that into motion, making sure it's all going to work correctly. 40, that's just printing the little area, the box around our playing area. 45 is a go sub to 500. That's where it prints the apples up and prints the score up on the screen. 50, that is what keeps the snake moving constantly. So it doesn't move when you push a key. As soon as you start the game, the snake instantly starts moving. It's not until you press a key that it will move. So line 60 down to line 100, that is our in keys. That is taking care of the control of the snake. 110, here comes our attributes to pick up the color of the apple, which is in red, and we score a point. And you'll see there we've got b equals b plus 1. So it then puts another body on our b, because it started at 3, that now becomes 4, and so forth as we collect more apples. So it's building our body up. And it just does a beep, go subs to 500 again to print another apple. 120, this is if we hit our own body or we hit the wall. It basically go subs to 600 to tell us it's game over. 130, there's my double y and my double x. Those are the variables that I chose to use to print up the body. And in this case, I've got it in paper 6 and ink 1, and I'm using the letter O. 140, now this is where it does the printing over the ode of the snake. So I'm using the dim there. As you can see, print at y in brackets a, x bracket a, and we had to put that ink black in there, which can now change actually, because I've changed the paper color. In fact, no, we could probably leave it like that actually, because it was set to ink 1, ink black to begin with. That probably would be okay. If in doubt, I suppose we could set it to 7 to match the paper color. 150, this is where it does the maths to work out where the old position is going to delete. So we've got, no it's not, sorry, ignore that. This is where the y of the dim, it puts a plus b, so it's starting to count down from the 1000, and then it equals it back to the main coordinates that move the snake. Yeah, so just working out the length, and to make sure that obviously we're not making the x bigger than the y and the y bigger than the x, so forth, so that they're both at the same ratio. And then 200, we're just returning that loop. And 500, as you can see there with the REM, the rem is where it does all the apple. And I've put let V for my vertical. And I've just put a random 10 times +5. And then my horizontal, I've got a random times 20 +5. 510 if my ATTR V, H equals 49. So basically, if the apple accidentally random calls on the body of my snake, it will say, right, I can't do that. I'll go back to 505 and try again. And I've proved that is that you could see, I actually saw that actually work while we were playing it earlier. So that part of the program is actually working. And 540 is just the prints for the printing of our queue, which we're using as the apple. And 545 is the score. And then 550, it returns it. And 600 is where it just says game over. So what we could do is maybe put if I put 160, if A equals, if we put 990, then go to 600. So it'll just say game over. You could put print there if you want time up or whatever, but I'll just put that. So there you go. That took a little bit quicker than I wanted it to. I was hoping it's going to last longer than this, but I'm just glad it's working. I've actually shocked myself because I didn't expect it to work. Like I say, I've been trying to figure this out for ages, how to do the snake game, and tonight, and a little bit of forward planning at work in my lunch hour. I managed to write the program, and now I've put it to test in front of all you guys, and as you can see, it's working as it should, and it's running at a really nice speed as well, very quick. So yeah, I mean, I could expand on this if I wanted to, like I say, design as the levels go up. Have corridors going off to other rooms, perhaps, you know, make it a bit more exciting than the normal just collecting the apple. At the moment, no bugs have shown up in this. Nothing yet has, I say yet very loosely, nothing has sprung up yet to say you've messed that bit up. Ah, hit his body. Right, let's save it. Snake. Right, let me read the comments. Uh, 26 people watching. Thank you for watching tonight. Very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, then please consider subscribing. I see a lot of you are giving ideas now of what we could do next with this game. We've had Sabretooth has come in and said, get the wrong colour and your snake doubles in length and scores half. So what he's saying basically is, once you have it refined, how about every 5 apples, the colour of the snake's body, of the colour of the snake's head changes to reflect the next colour of apple to collect. That's a good idea. Frank is saying if 8 equals 480, then next level. Yeah, we could level up. It took you between 20 to 40 minutes, Alex. Yeah, that's a world record for me, I think, for programming a game that's actually gone to plan and haven't had much problems with it at all. Vintage Toy has said, hey, looks awesome. Vintage Toy again. Next game, Tron, Light Cycles. That's a good idea. Tron game, I like that. Let's is here. Hello, Let's. How you doing? Yes, seeing anything written down on physical paper, it's always easier than reading it from an electronic tube. Exactly. And that has proved to work, has worked for me today, because as I showed you at the beginning of the stream, and I'll show you now, I spent the day, there it is, I don't know if you can see it down in the postage stamp there, the program written today whilst in my lunch hour trying to figure out how to do this. And that, I might actually start doing that more often, because it worked really well. I've lost the chat. I think that's about it from everyone. 1,000 bytes is just shy of 1 kilobyte, so an array of that size won't grab loads of memory. You could have chosen a smaller number for testing. Yes, I could have done, but I didn't. That's easier on the eyes now. You prefer the white screen, yeah? It's possible to use screen flicker to generate different colors and different shades of colors, and of course different combinations of each. So we've saved it. Yes, all saved. Alex would break the universe if he did that. Frank, sorry. Okay. Okay, cool. So let me just switch the USB stick back over, because I want to show you the game that I was working on the last stream. I'm not going to do any more to this snake game tonight, because I'm quite happy with the way it's gone. It's gone better than I expected, and it's gone quicker than I expected. I thought I was going to be on this for a couple of, for at least 6 hours, like normal, and it's taken me 20 to 40 minutes to create this. So really happy with that. But I want to show you the UFO game that I created, because I have kind of finished it, and I want to get your opinion on it. So let me just put up on the screen, if I can work out how to do it. I'm just going to put up that email while I do it. That there is the email for the cassette 50, yeah? So, like I say, if you're going to take part in that, that is the correct email. Apparently, in the last stream, I actually put the wrong email address up. And I'm pleased to say that I've had quite a few entries come through already. Most of them I have tested, and I can confirm that all but one so far I've managed to get to work. So I'm going to have to contact that person, and it's basically he was struggling to save it in TAP file. I haven't been successful getting it to work yet, so I will be contacting you in due course just to let you know, see if we can get it working. But so far, I've quite a variety of different games. which is great. So let me find. Right, here it is. Let's turn this back off and put the spectrum back on. I decided to call it force field. Okay. So that's what I called it in the end. I had the controls print up. You don't seem to be getting any Spectrum music, do you? It's actually playing a tune, but the again, the bloody, I'm gonna have to unplug the Spectrum and plug it back in because we've lost sound. So bear with me. There, you should have something now. Don't know why it does that, but I lose sound. The way to fix it is to unplug the Spectrum and plug it back in. So I called it the force field because that is basically what we see on the screen when we play this game. And this was the game that I made the other night. I didn't finish it, unfortunately, but it took me another night of messing with it to get the mechanics of the game working. And this is what I've come up with. Okay. So I decided to put a green border either side of the force field. The cow is now animated. Down the bottom, you'll see I've got a cow counter and the lives. Okay, so basically I've got to try and clear that herd of cows out. Yeah, I've got to collect all those cows. And to do that, I've got to get my flying saucer through the force field. And it's bloody difficult. I've probably made this game way too hard. Here comes the gap. Let's go for it. Yo, I just got through. So we hover over our cow and we blast him. Down comes the alien spaceship, mothership, whatever you want to call it. The daddy ship, the mothership. I changed the graphics slightly. I decided not just to have a beam. The force field just hit me. I thought it would be fun to have a proper mothership come down with a little alien in it. So that's what I've done. You're going to need all them lives, believe me, because this is bloody hard. You'll see as well, you get a little warning beep and then another beep and then the force field changes. The design of it changes. And I've done that 3 times. It will change. There's the mothership. Now I've got to get back up to it. Believe me, you will go through all them lives. It's a hard game. Look at it as an energy bar rather than a lives bar. It can be done. Damn it. Going up is harder than coming down because you've got gravity pulling the saucer down. Going up is harder because you're loaded up with a cow. It's heavier. So yeah, I'm quite happy to say that this game is probably finished and I could probably let it loose now on itch. Although I didn't know whether to put it on the cassette 50, but with all the games I'm getting, I don't want to overload it, so it probably won't go on there. So let's see if I can at least get 1 cow back to the mothership. My top score is 5 cows. That's all I've managed to do. It's also joystick control. I've programmed it in for the Kempstone as well. There we go. It's changed again. sometimes it gets easier when it changes. I've got through. I'm loaded up with a cow. Have I got a cow? Did I pick up a cow? Yes, you did pick up a cow because there isn't one walking below. There we go. So the cow meter then drops down. And you just got to keep doing it until you've cleared all the cows off to complete the game. I didn't know with the mothership to maybe put some little like feet underneath it, you know, so landing feet or something, or just make, I don't know, maybe just leave it as it is. I don't really want to do any more to this. I've had enough of it now. I mean, this was just a off the cuff game like I've done tonight. Switched the Spectrum on, see what I could come up with, and this is what I made in about 6 hours, I think it was. And then obviously the extra hours after the stream to tidy it up and get it working a lot better. I wanted some different colours for the... Oh, come on. Is he going to do it? Yes. There we go. It is one of them games when you keep playing it, you swear a lot. So here we go. We've now got the blue radar. Or not radar, sorry, force field. The collision detection doesn't always work, which can work to your favour. Sometimes it's a little bit... the way I've worked out is to go... It does seem to move quicker when you've got the cow. You become heavier and the force field becomes quicker. There, just got out in time. There we go. So we've got another big gap there. Let's go through that one. Oh, come on, come on, come on, go, go, go. Yes. Pretty cool. I think I've actually done better than my first attempt off screen. I've downloaded this on my phone. All my games I download onto my phone and test play them during the day, like on my phone, and they work well as phone games, you know, to play on your mobile. There we go. We've now got a red one. Can I get through this? I like the way that you get like a double exposure of the flying saucer as it goes through the force field as well. It's good. And obviously that's because it's on a string array moving that lot. You got that big void of nothingness there. That's what's causing it. But I quite like the effect. It kind of gives it that that feel that you're in some sort of trance thing that's pulling you around. If you use your imagination. Yeah, I've got a on my my Android app on my phone, my Android phone. I've got the Spectrum out. I think it's called Specky, and I download a lot of my games onto that and play them on that. And, because they are basic and they are slow, it's quite nice playing them on a mobile phone. I'm not doing too bad at this tonight. I don't think I'm going to complete it. I've got a nice big gap there. Let's get squeezed through that one. I really didn't know what else to do with this, you know, as in creating more for it. I couldn't think of What more could I do with it? God, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's absolutely throwing it down outside. That's some real bad rain here. Lots of floods. Can I get through? These ones are a little bit tighter to get through. Oh, no, I hit it. You need a lot of skill. What I found is if you race ahead and then start going up just as it starts moving, oh, you can sometimes get away with it like that and get through. I wanted to animate the cow, so I managed to get him animated as well, so he's now moving. So yeah, try and chase it and then start climbing up as it's moving. Look. Oh, I just hit the side of it. Me trying to give a lesson on how to get through it and I hit it. Oh, that's a bit tight, that one. It's very tight. Oh, it's turned. This is my favourite colour. I like it when it goes through it. It really goes well with the green. There's some nice big gaps in this one. Just got to get that bloody cow now. Am I going to complete this tonight? I've got plenty of lives anyway. No, come on, chase it. Up, up, up. No, go for the next one. I'm not running out of room. Let's try this one. Start climbing around about now. There we go. No, back, back. Go on. Up, 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 up. Oh, you son of a bitch. You got me. It's just lacking that little bit of power. Maybe I should go in the program and just speed it up 1 pixel. Oh, hit it on the way down. Up, up, go on, go on. Oh, it's hard to see it. That's another reason why I put the green banner either side of it, because it makes it just that little bit more awkward to see as you're going through. Done that deliberately, just to try and make it even more difficult. That's a nice colour. I like that colour combination. Here we go. Nice big gap. Problem is those big gaps, they don't come round all the time. Probably won't see that one again. Yeah, the collision detection with this is with point. Because I'm using plot and draw, I used the point command. So I've got 5 points located on the UFO for when it hits 1. 1 represents obviously ink for the point command. The only attribute color that is being detected, the only ATTR command, is for the cow. So when I'm blasting with my beam, if the cow detects green using the ATTR, then it basically deletes him to say that we've collected him. Yes, just got through. I've got 4 cows left. Am I going to be able to complete this? I have not completed this yet, so this will be a first if I do it tonight. It's head to head. Look, I got 3 UFOs and 3 cows. Can I get through? 3 spaceships left. Oh, only 2 left now. Take your time. Just squeeze slowly through. As soon as you get in it, push down and it'll accelerate. There we go. We're through. This is going to be a close call. 2-3. The cows are winning. Now I've just got to wait for an opening. Here comes one. This looks big. This is the one. Is this the one? Or maybe I was a little bit quick there. Up. Go on. Go on. Go left. Left. Up. 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 You beauty. This is going to be a close call. Yes. 2 cows left. It's 2 all. Come on. We can do this. We've got... This will be a first for me if I complete this. Right, we've now turned red. These are quite tight. There's a big gap. There's a gap. Let's go for it. Take your time. Left, left, left. Up, 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 up. Oh, yes. Brilliant. We've only got 1 cow left to get. Can I do it? 2 lives left. 1 cow. 1 cow left. I should be able to do it at this level because the gaps are quite big. Take your time. Fast go. No! Oh, you son of a... Got a little bit too excited then. We got 1 cow left. 1 spaceship. I've only got 1 spaceship level. Saucer, whatever you want to bloody call it. I need to take my time here. There's a nice big gap there. Look at that. That's huge. I can get through there, no problem. Left, left. Oh, that was close. Probably did touch that then, but luckily for me, the collision detection decided I ain't going to work. There we go. This is the last one. Can I complete the game? I need to complete it to make sure the complete works. Because I've only managed to test the complete. Oh, look at this gap. This is the one. This is the one. Yes, we're home dry. Now I'm going to see if my completion actually works. Yes. All that just for that. Nothing else. Nothing. You just get that and that is it. You only get the best on my games. And that's it. Game completed. Sorry, I wasn't reading any of the comments while I was playing this. So there we have it. I made up that little tune myself. Just picking random beeps. Because I would have loved to have used the Close Encounter tune. But when I googled it, I would have got a copyright strike, I think. I would have got a copyright slap, I think, for using it. So there you go. There's my little game, Force Field UFO cow abduction. So there we go. We got 26 people watching. I'm not going to play it again. I'll show you the program quickly. So, to move the plot around the screen, to move the character, it's very similar, sort of, I suppose you could say, with when you're using print, apart from we're using plot. And obviously the X and the Y are the opposite way rounds. But you'll see at line 100, I've got OX, OY. So I'm using an old position again, like I would with print. And at line 110, I'm using XY. So I'm using over 1 on my OX, OY. And that will then delete over the XY on the next line as it's moving. Now when you're using the a plot and draw command, and you want to move it around the screen, you must print up whatever you've drawn first. So if I go to line 1055, just to show you what I'm talking about, if I go run 1058, there's my UFO, yeah, on the screen. That's actually the startup screen. I've gone to the wrong line, but you need to print up the spaceship first. I think it's probably at line 900, thinking about it now. Yeah, there it is, look, at 920, I think. Is that no, it's there somewhere. I can't remember where it is now, but it's there somewhere. So you have to print it up first. There's the point command. Someone was asking, how did I do the collision detections? There's the points, yeah? That's all the points that I've positioned on the UFO, on the flying saucer, sorry, which will detect whether I've hit ink. And that will happen if I'm at position between 82 and 44. Obviously, we're working in draw axis now, not print. So we're working in for working from 0 to 175 on the vertical, and on the horizontal 0 to 255. If I've got that wrong, tell me. And then when it goes past 125, if it's more than that, then the point collision is doing something different. It's picking up a different, and that is for when we hit the beam on the UFO to say that we've delivered the cow. So very simple, really, when you look at it. It's not really a lot to it. If you wanted to change the speed of the UFO, you could simply just change the numbers there. So if we go to 120, you see I've got -6, +6, +8, -5. If you were to change them, you could make it quicker. So for instance, if I was to really round that up to 10, now if I push left, you'll see the spaceship moves quicker. If I go right, he's slower. So I've only changed it for when he goes left, He's moving 10 pixels now, which obviously you've got to try and fine tune it to whatever will work well with the game, because obviously if I go inside the force field now and I move 10 pixels, he's just going to collide straight away with the side. So you basically just got to fine tune that to how you want it. I've set it to 6. It was at 8, then I turned it down to 6. So probably still isn't 100% where it should be, but it kind of works. What else is there? That's about it, really. Oh, that's the part that's moving the force field. I had some help actually with this. I had some help with this for the in the last stream to get it scrolling and leaving a nice long force field. We've got a constant drop on it on the UFO. I've just noticed that one there. So it's constantly dropping at 3 pixels to give like a gravity effect of the UFO being pulled down the screen. Yeah, there's not really much more to say on this, really, apart from when the scroll reaches 95. So there's like a counter built in on that P. So when P equals 95, that's when it does the swap. So where did I put them? And there you go, at line 1000. That is where I've designed all the different force fields. Look. So I've used the variable u, so if it equals 1, it becomes that. If it's 2, that, 3, and whatever. Yeah, so that's it. Now, the other game that I never finished was the car game, the racing car game. And what I will have to do first is load in the graphics for it, because the graphics aren't actually in the game. So let's have another look at it, because that hasn't been finished either. So there, I've loaded the graphics up. Let's load the game up. Be back, be back. When this is finished, I'll do a proper loader for it so it all goes in correctly. So what did I save it as? I don't know. What did I save it as? Oh dear. I did save it, didn't I? I did save it. I didn't. Oh shit. Oh, maybe it's under plots. Ah, here we go. Maybe not. Yes, I think I found it. I think I called it Blast Race in the end. I bet the graphics haven't loaded up. Ah, oh, the graphics haven't loaded up. What a pain. So let's go back to car user-defined graphics. Now I know it's in plots. I thought for a moment then I haven't saved it. I did all that work the other night and I've lost it. So let's run that. Let's go back to plots. Be back, be back. What you mustn't do on the spectrum is just push M. You need to go back and load it from here again, and then those graphics should stay in the memory. There we go. There we are. Apart from I'm pushing the wrong keys because I've forgotten what the controls are. It's Z and M, I think, to steer, wasn't it? Yeah. And we gave ourselves a little gun as well. There were a few problems with this. Like, it just happened there. The car is... When the nasty car comes down, sometimes, occasionally, it will print at the bottom of the screen again for some reason. So, as I remember, I set it up so that we've got to shoot the green cars. Now, I was going to change the shoot routine on this because I wasn't quite happy with it. Just try, there we go, shoot. List 350. So what I was actually thinking was, do I really need an ATTR call in this? Could I not just put if X minus 1 equals B, surely that would do the same thing. That's what I've done in other games when using plot and draw for a laser. I haven't bothered with ATTR all the time. There's no need to, and it works a lot quicker without it. So that's what I was going to quickly have a look at, and I'm going to refer back to my AL7 game because I did it on that game, and I found by just changing it, I had better results. So what I've done, I've just booted that up on my laptop. Just so I can get the code up to see how I did it. And I think I've loaded up the version which I actually didn't do it on. Or did I? No, it's not that version. Yeah, right. I've got it. Bear with me. I just wanted to perhaps show what I'm talking about when I mean not using ATTR when using, like, if you're using a laser effect with the plot and draw. It's a shame I can't show you two screens at the same time. I'm sure it's possible, but I don't know how to do it. Anyway. Right. So, 360. That is where my collision point is. So I'm going to go list 360. I'm going to pull that down. I'm going to put an REM in front of that, and just in case whatever I do, it decides it's not going to work, because it's just a bit of a test. 356. I'm going to change the code completely. I'm going to put if x and it won't be +1, will it? Because it's coming down. It'd be -1 because we're coming down the screen. Now, if I look at my REM, I can see that the car is using A, B coordinates. So if I change that to A, B, sorry, it's got to pick up the same. +1. I'm trying to think how this is going to work. It will be -1 as well. Will it be -1 or +1? It's coming down the screen. It'll be +1. Let's just try. I'm just going to put then stop just to see if it works. This is a bit of a... Yes, it did work, but the problem is it's picking up the whole line. Wherever I shoot, it's picking it up. So in that case, maybe that should have been A. Now, probably not going to work this. It's great if the laser is shooting right up the screen, but in this, I don't think... Unless I'm writing it wrong. That should be equals. Not more or less. That means it's not going to hit it. It shouldn't be more or less. Crashed. It should be equals. More or less is what I should need to put in there for it to return back to the main loop, not crash. I just want to shoot a car now without dying to see if it's worked. I'm kind of hoping I'm going to get more of a... No, it didn't work. It doesn't look like it's worked anyway. Probably because I've got it set to A and not B. Yeah, it hasn't worked. So maybe that should be B. Bloody hell. I might just end up leaving it as it was because it was working anyway. Actual fact, no, I think it is working. It is working because that only happens if you shoot it anyway. I don't think it's going to work because it's not. My laser isn't like it is with my previous games, so I think it's going to have to stay as it was, and because it was working anyway. So it was just a bit of a practice to see if I could make it even better. But with that being said, it's not as bad as I thought. No, that's not working again. Can never get stuff to work on this. What's going on in the chat room? I haven't been in there for a while because I've been busy yapping away and trying to get stuff to work and experimenting. Typo in my controls. Is there? Which controls? Oh, have I spoke down wrong? Have I put an M? Oh, shit. I shall, which game was that then? Wouldn't be the first time I've done it. Was it the UFO game? Right, okay. Yes, so this little game here, which I don't know where to go with this, because I was using this as a bit of a test, because the game that I wanted to implement it into, which I don't think is on here. No, it's not. Let me see if I can get it up. No. The game. Let me go back to that and explain. This game here was a bit of a test game for me because I've already made a racing car game and I wanted to change the road layout because I wasn't happy with it. So I'm going to show you that game now so you get some idea of why I made this. And also with the other one which I'm about to show you, I hadn't quite mastered other cars coming down at you. Well, I've kind of got that figured out by doing this little test game now, which I may turn into a standalone game on its own. And that game was... Is it on here? Have I got the updated version on here? I can't tell you until I... Is it this one? Is it going to work for me? No. The problem is, because you can't delete stuff on the Spectrum from retro games unless you take the memory, the USB card, the USB stick or whatever you want to call it out of the back and put it in a laptop. These were all attempts at trying to compile it and it just wouldn't compile. And unfortunately, it's all got a little bit messy. So now I'm not too sure which one is the working example. No, Oh, we're getting something. Is this a compiled version though? No. But here's the game. I think this could be the compiled version, yeah. This is the compiled version. I managed to get a version of it to compile. But this hasn't got the timers in it. But what I wanted to do, we see where I've got the user-defined graphics there for the cones. I wanted to change them. This has been compiled. This is the only version I managed to get to compile. But I wanted to change them cones to what you saw in that other racing car game using the pixels instead. But now I've come back to this and I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, well, maybe that isn't the way to go. Because this kind of looks... I think I prefer this, to be fair, than just using the dots. I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to put in to see. I mean, I like it because the car is slightly wider. Well, I don't know. See, this is the bit I didn't like. It really slows down as soon as we get this stray traffic cone moving down. And I've ran out of user-defined graphics, so I can't use any cars on this. This was another reason why I've thought about getting rid of the traffic cones and using the pixels instead. This isn't actually the version that I was hoping to show to you because we haven't got the timer in there. Yeah, this version's definitely superior than the one you just seen. But I'm just not sure about these traffic cones. And also, I'm not sure about the black background at the back there either now. I'm thinking maybe that would be better in blue. But this is not the version I was hoping to show you. Where that version is. Luckily, I save all of my stuff and I put it onto itch anyway. So I've got the proper version on that. One of these will be the correct version. But as you can see, I've overdone it. I'd have to go through every one until I find the correct one. I think if it's got a C in front of it, it means it's, yeah, machine code. Encoder 3 did not want to compile it. As soon as I added the timer onto it, it did not like it at all. It just will not compile. I've only successful with that one you've just seen. I had to take the timer out to get it to work. Ah, is this it? Or is this another compiled version? Yeah, this is another compiled version where it just went too fast. Yeah, way too fast. I can't... I wanted to do some work on it tonight if I can find the correct version. Oh, this... In fact, this is basic. This is pure basic, this version. And as you can see, it's running slightly quicker because I haven't got the display up on the left hand side so you can see where you are on the map. It is running a bit quicker. Oh, here we go. Looks like I found the correct one. God, look how... Right, that's it. Looks like I may have found the correct version. It's crashed. It's crashed. Maybe it wasn't the right version. Nah, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to move on. Race car. What's that? Oh, this is when I was practicing different techniques for it. Yeah, right. Okay, anyway. I think I'm going to step away from my stuff and see if I can see what Spectrum games I've got. Finish off the night with a Spectrum game. I don't know what's on this one. I'd like to do Doom in basic, see if I can do it. Or you know, maybe my version of it, see what I can come up with. Oh no, wrong one. Wrong stick. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, here we go. Outrun. Cassette 50. Chucky Egg. Let's play Chucky Egg. Let's have a go on the old Chucky Egg. Use your direction keys with a jump key to guide your man and collect a dozen eggs. You may change the direction, jump keys. They are also the following fixed keys. H hold, A ball. S to start, R to refine keys. Q, down, left, right. Now this is the only game I remember completing back in the day. I used to play it for hours and I managed to complete it. Now whether I can complete it tonight, probably not, because there just ain't enough time. Whoops, probably shouldn't have gone down there. I love Chucky Egg. Brilliant little game. Level 3. Now this one unusually I end up dying because I always judge these wrong usually. What I might do with that snake game, because I might trim it down on the stream and put it up as just a normal video, just in case anyone's interested on how to make it. Because sometimes people don't want to watch a bloody 6-hour stream, do they? Oh, that's close. Stupid boy. Two left to get. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put the I'll do a separate video. I'll put a separate video up for that snake game I made. I might even put some user-defined graphics in just to beef it up a bit. Come on, move! He's stuck! Ah! Oh, you... I was thinking about that. Yes, back in the day, I actually completed this at about the age of, I don't know how old I would have been. I'd be 12. Other game I've completed was Monty Moe's Christmas, you know, the Christmas edition, the freebie that came on a tape. Completed that as well. That one and this is the only games I've ever completed. Oh, and I did complete a game on the PC. I can't remember the name of it. One of them, a bit like Age of Empires, but it wasn't Age of Empires. It was a castle game, similar sort of style to Age of Empires, where you got an army and you have to control them and feed them and build farms and stuff like that, and cut down trees to make huts. Can't remember the name of it. I used to spend hours playing that, and I actually completed it twice. Played it twice and completed it twice. Oh, what am I doing? I need to learn to do that in basic, a high score table. I can never see the point though of doing them because they don't save, do they? You know, I suppose there must be ways of doing that now. They're saving the high score, so next time you play it, your name's still there. But in a lot of the games I make, I can't see the point because I'm not going to play it again. So why would I want to waste all that time programming for something that isn't going to save itself on there? Let's have one more go and I'll put something else on. I think they only save if you stay on the game in one session, though. I presume you meant in some other way, Alex. And I'm busy reading that and got zapped by a pigeon. Are they ostrich? Pigeon. Looks nothing like a bloody pigeon. Ah! Is he going up? No. Oh no! Forgot to jump. Bugger. Messing this one up. Oh. Oh no, is that the last life? Oh, one left. Oh well, I think it's all over anyway, isn't it? I was never a big fan of Chucky Egg 2. Could never really get to grips with that one. Just didn't have the same feel as this game. Oh, I'm messing this up tonight. Messing it up big time. No! What am I... Come on. Do better than this. Oh, come on, you son of a... Oh, that was terrible. Down he goes. Right, what else have I got? That's me dead. L back. What's else? I think I've already played a lot of these on here already. Rollerball. Oh, there it is. Monty Christmas. I've already played it though. I'm not going to play it again. Scary games. What's that? Battle Tank Sim. What's that there? Astro Marine. Did this work last time I played it? I don't think it did, but let's have a look. What is it? All right, what's this? Don't remember this being on here. Oh, it's in Spanish or something. I have no idea what that is saying to me. Anybody know what language this is? Oh, this is just don't know what to make of this. It's a bit good use of colour, but it's a little bit, I don't know, pixely. There's something there that keeps grabbing me. Let's try again. Alex, what? Someone's shouting my name on the stream. Glass knocks slow glass. The colours look astounding in that one. Come on, play. Well, let's face it, a lot better than anything I've made. It's pretty... It just shows, though, what could be achieved on the Spectrum, doesn't it? You know, with the colours and everything. Because this is pretty impressive. You know, no colour clash or anything going on. What is that thing? Where is it? It's right near the tree. Don't need to jump near the tree. I've got a grenade as well. Maybe I can blow it up. Actually, this is pretty cool. Okay. I need to get the English version so I know what it's all saying at the beginning. Oh. Oh, there's two sides to it. Well, I don't know. Let's have another go. I don't know what any of that means on there. But whatever I keyed in seems to be working. So I must have... What's this glass you keep talking about? Is it a game? I shall have to, I'm going to be going in a minute anyway, guys. 10:30, I'm going to be switching off. This game, Glass, I'm going to have a look at it. I've never heard of it. Is it a game you're talking about? Glass? I don't know. Glass was very visually impressive at the time. Glass was mad. I felt like I was in the future playing it. Is it a Spectrum game then, is it? Let me know and I shall find it and play it perhaps on the next stream. Right, okay. So I will be going in about 10 minutes, so I am going to just to recap. Yes, Glass is a game. It's one of the first examples of glitz over content. Okay, I'll look it up, see if I can find it. Where did I save Snake? Which which USB stick did I save it on? Because I'm going to I was going to look at it and see. It doesn't look like it was on that stick. Where the hell did I put it then? I'm sure it was on the red one. It doesn't look like it's there. Nah. Oops, it's not that one. I can't remember which one it was on now. Was it the black one? Now I'm dead curious though, hopefully not dead. Ah, there it is. So, what I shall do is put this on a separate, what I call one of my polished up videos with the code, breaking down the code perhaps. But I'm really chuffed with myself getting this working so quickly after actually writing the program out in an exercise book first before putting it on the screen. Yeah, there it is. The code. Yeah, pleased with that. Very pleased. It's not a very long program either, is it? That's it. Not bad for a short game. Anyway, guys, like I say, I'm going to shoot off now anyway. So thank you very much for watching tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button for me and subscribe if you're new to the channel and you like what you see. Going to be a big one over the weekend. I'm probably going to, well, yeah, be a Saturday nighter, I reckon, because I've got work on a Sunday. So I'll be back on maybe Saturday, might even be Sunday. I don't know yet, but I'm going to go for the Saturday night, probably about 8 o'clock. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Haven't thought that far ahead yet. Might make another game. Might look at some of the unfinished stuff that I need to complete. Like, we've still got the platform game that we never completed, the pirate game. That's still got to be finished. So maybe I might revisit that one and try and finish that. That might be a good idea, actually. I hate leaving games half finished and just not going back to them. So I think that might be on the cards, perhaps, for a Saturday visit to see if we can perhaps make up the finishing level. I think we've done 3 levels, haven't we? I also wanted to try and improve the jump routine in that. So that is a job I wanted to look at as well. The jump routine and perhaps implement a finishing level. So yeah, I shall see you all on Saturday. I will try and get a flyer up, a thumbnail up to advertise it before then. But guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and don't forget, if you are trying to send me an email, that there is the email you need to send your anything to do with the Spectrum now. If you want to ask me any questions or any programming stuff, or want to share something with me which isn't Cassette 50 related, then you can use that email address as well. Okay, but that is the new email address to send your submissions in, that one there. Okay, anyway, I shall see you on the next one. Good night. See you all soon.